It's a great day. My name is Shay Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur, and welcome to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the #1 business development and revenue focused late night show in the country where we are on a mission. And our mission really is to empower, our mission is to inspire, and our mission at the end of the day is to provide you, that's right, you, the hard-working entrepreneur, with all of the resources that are necessary to execute that big vision you have for the people you were called to serve. On this episode, we have the one and only, she's here, Angela. She's here watching. She's in the background. She's ready to rock and roll. And she'll be talking about the power of I am and how entrepreneurs can reclaim their voice. We'll find out what that's about. What's going on, Angela? How you doing?
Hey, how are you, Shay? I'm doing good today.
Oh, thanks a lot. I appreciate that. I'm doing wonderful. Thank you to the viewers for tuning in. Thank you for welcoming us into your home. I promise this will be a good use of your time. Angela, before we get started, let me just address maybe one question that's on someone's mind right now. And is when we're going to be talking about the power of I am, the question is, what does it mean right now for the entrepreneur who's feeling lost? And we're going to talk to you. If you're out there right now, you're just feeling lost, we're going to just come right to you. What does the power of I am mean to the entrepreneur right now that's just feeling lost?
Wow, Shay, that is a huge question. And I'm glad that you brought that up right at the very beginning. Too often, Shay, do we get entrapped of listening to all of the noise and we forget about ourselves, our individuality, our individual brand. And a lot of times, sometimes, they say it's unwise to compare yourself. So sometimes in this hamster wheel of everything that's going on, you start looking to the right or you start looking to the left, you start comparing yourself. And in the midst of all that noise, you get lost.
In the matter of all that happening. So here's the question I have. Why do so many entrepreneurs lose their voice while they're building their business? Like, okay, they're building their business. You think they're using their voice. So I guess the question is, why do so many entrepreneurs lose their voice while building their business? And what are one or two or three things they can do to prevent that?
Wow, Shay, that's a great question. One of the things that they could do, Shay, is to definitely stay focused, stay in their lane. Because think about it, in all of the different things that we have going on when it comes to entrepreneurship and the business and the different fields, there are a lot of individuals. Sometimes it's even crowded or what have you. So again, they get focused. They take their focus off what they're doing and their lane and what they were meant to be, what they're becoming. And again, kind of going, like I said before, start looking to the left, start looking to the right, start comparing themselves. And then again, they start losing their own voice because sometimes when you have too many voices coming at you as well, that original voice gets lost in the sauce, because now you may be trying to tweak what it is that you was here to do with what other people are doing as well. So I feel like if they stay focused, stay in their lane of what they're supposed to do, they won't get lost, or their voice won't get lost as well.
I love it. And we'll talk about her backstory. I know some of you are meeting Angela for the very first time and want to know what her backstory is. Who is she? Why does she do what she does? What led her to doing what she's doing? And I promise we're going to answer those questions in a few moments. I think that obviously that's very important that you know who she is and why she's here. And we'll talk about that. But I guess the question is, I know sometimes when I'm as an entrepreneur, I say a lot of things to myself and they aren't really pleasant. Mm-hmm. And I guess the question is, how do the words that we say to ourselves impact, our actions, our decisions, our performance? Can you take a moment and just break that down for us, please?
Shay, it's almost like you are speaking my language. And please know that I am first partaker of this, but words are powerful, whether you are an entrepreneur, whether just for you as a person, for, just anybody in any different, in the different avenues that we're in. Think about what you hear and even what you speak out of your mouth. It literally can set the tone of your day. Words have power that they create movement. Think about if you're saying certain things about yourself, it can definitely set the tone of the way you think, the way you feel, your mood, or what have you. So for me, it's very important to watch your words of what you're saying about yourself and what you allow others to say about you as well.
I love that, by the way. Watching what other people say about you. Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
For those folks that are meeting you for the first time, there's someone in the kitchen right now. Maybe they're cooking dinner. They're like, hey, I like what I'm hearing. I want to say I am positive. I know, I'm joking. That's a topic for another time. We're going to get, she has some habits. We'll talk about those in a moment. But they're curious, who are you? What's your
Hmm.
backstory? And then what was that
Hmm.
defining moment that really led you to doing what you're doing now? So, the question, who are you? What's the backstory?
Who am I? Oh my goodness, Shay, I have definitely developed into the person that I am today, and this is like years of experience, trial and error. You know how it is in the entrepreneur, arena too. Sometimes there's some hard knocks. There's some things that you say, you know what, I shall not do that again, as well. But for me, it started off. I was always that yes person. And Shay, I don't know if you can relate or if you know what I'm talking about, but again, my plate could be full. And someone could say, Angela, can you do this for me? Can you do that? Can you do this event? Can you do that? And it was always yes. And then there was this moment where I had to say, you know what? I can no longer take on all these things because I am losing myself in doing that. So before I got to the Angela Anderson that I am now, it kind of came from some hard knocks or some things in the business world where I was like, you know what? We cannot keep functioning this way to be successful.
Mm. And can you take us through maybe one simple habit? I know you have 21 we're going to talk about, but what's one simple habit that that anyone listening today could maybe start applying and make it a part of what they do in order to really improve their life?
Okay, Shay, I'm going to just make it simple. No is a complete sentence. No is a complete sentence. And knowing how sometimes when you have to say no to something, is that you don't owe them an explanation. And when you say no to something, that you know deep down inside that you may not have the capacity to actually do that task that they're asking you to do at that time. And when you say no, be at peace with it.
Be at peace. And what do you say to the entrepreneurs is watching? I think I like that. Just know.
Mhm.
There's
Mhm.
someone watching right now and saying, well, Shay, can you let her know that, a lot of us that are watching, we're dualpreneurs. We work a full-time job.
Mhm.
We're a full-time entrepreneur. You may
Yeah.
know where I'm going. Some folks watching saying, wait a minute, let her know I take care of a husband or a wife or a significant other. Someone else
Mhm.
saying, well, let her know I'm a
Mhm.
caregiver. And where I'm going is, how does
Mhm.
someone say no
Mhm.
and not feel guilty, by the way? Someone else is saying, wait a minute, I have kids. And I've got to take care of my kids, and they got
Mhm.
their own schedule. So I've got to deal with that. Someone else is saying,
Mhm.
I'm active in my
Mhm.
community. Len, I'm active in my faith community, Shay. I'm very much involved. I'm going back to school, trying to better myself. So the question is, you
Mhm.
say, well, no is a
Mhm.
complete sentence. Just say no, it is pretty easy. And it sounds good. But what do you say to the person who says, well, how do you say that
Mhm.
without feeling guilty and saying little things to yourself?
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
any suggestions?
And I'm so glad that you brought that up, Shay, because again, guys, as you can see, yes, I'm human, and I am some of all those things that Shay has mentioned. But it comes to priority and prioritizing self. Because think about it, Shay, like this. I say it often: you cannot pour from an empty cup. And so many times, us as business owners or entrepreneurs, or or as a wife, or as a child, or a sibling, or you have businesses and things that you run. So often, Shay, we are pouring out into others, but we're doing it on fumes because we're not taking care of ourselves first. I always tell people that think about a cup or a mug or whatever you're drinking from, and think about when you're filling it. And of course, once it gets full, it does what? It overflows. And so I am a firm believer, Shay, that what we give to other people, whether it is what we're giving them in our business through entrepreneurship, as a spouse or whoever, whatever capacity that you're working in at that particular moment, I feel like that we should be given from the overflow. And if we give them from the overflow, first of all, they're getting a bonus because they're not getting your fumes or what have you. And it creates a win-win situation for you. And so I tell the person that is that busy person or that person that wears many hats or what have you, of course, you will prioritize that no, but just knowing that when you do have to say no, that you are also prioritizing yourself. Because Shay, think of it this way: if I'm giving you my fumes, am I giving you the best of me? No, there's no way that I can give you the best of me. So if you allow me that time to refuel myself, then what you're getting is the overflow, and what you're getting is beneficial to you and to me.
I love it, by the way. And one of the things you talk about is you talk a lot about something called the mindful pause. And I'm curious if you'll take a moment and tell us, obviously, you got to give us the backstory. What is the mindful pause, what it looks like, and why does it matter to the entrepreneur that's out there listening right now?
Mhm. And Shay, I'm glad that you brought that up, the mindful pause, because again, it kind of goes back to that time in our lives where we're just doers or what have you, and we'll do, and we'll go until there's like nothing left, or until your body will let you know. I don't know if you've ever had that experience, Shay, but I have, where sometimes your body will let you know enough is enough, and it will let you down to say, you know what, you may not want to pause, but I'm going to make you pause. And we don't want to get to that point.
Yeah.
We don't want to get to that point where we can't, or what have you, because we've just run ourselves ragged. And so that mindful pause is, again, for people to kind of take a moment, Shay, even if it's a timeout. And I know that's probably a word in the entrepreneurship, in the business world. You're like, what, a timeout? But again, Shay, taking the time to invest in yourself as an individual, because again, you want people to have what the best of you and the overflow of you. So in doing that, if you allow yourself to have the mindful pause or that timeout, that could be a moment, Shay, where even though you got emails to send, you got people to see, phone calls to make, you may say, you know what? I'm going to take 10 minutes. And during this 10 minutes, I'm going to sit down and do nothing. Clear my mind, just focus. For me, Shay, one of my timeout moments or one of my mindful pauses is I will, as you know, I love good books. I love to read. I read like there's no tomorrow. So, of course, enjoying a good book. But sometimes, Shay, I kid you not, I may get on the couch, put on the fuzzy socks, grab my favorite blanket, pull up a movie that makes me laugh, and enjoy that movie. That's not saying that life isn't life and things is not going on, but I am taking that moment. And Shay, I am a first partaker that I can tell you, when I'm done with that pause, my mind, my thoughts are clear. The creativity is there. I am more productive because I took the time to have a mindful pause for myself.
I love it, by the way. And if you would, we'll talk to the entrepreneur out there that's doing really, really well, and you're going to the next
Mhm,
level, and you're like, whoa, how do I get to the next level?
mhm,
Because I'm gonna ask her to talk about this book she has called The Power I Am, and the 21
mhm,
things, and we'll get to that in a moment. That's going to help you just
mhm,
explode. But I want to slow down for a
mhm,
moment, and we'll speed up and talk to the entrepreneur that's saying, Shay, she's speaking to me. I am that person. And what's the
mhm,
first thing she would do if she was me? If she had to slow down, what's the first thing she would do to refill her cup or
mhm,
refill and refuel? What's one idea or suggestion she recommend for me? Because I'm ready to get started back
mhm,
again. I'm that person,
mhm,
and
mhm.
yeah, I realize now that I've got to refill. So what's the one step or idea you would recommend to the person who's just feeling burnt out right now, and it's time to refill, restart, and get going again?
As you can see, I'm smiling, right? I am smiling because, again, I've been that person. I've been there. And again, the very first thing, Shay, is it is a mindset shift. You have to change your mindset. You have to change your thinking. I look at it like this, Shay, and it kind of goes back to that pouring into. What are you doing like first thing in the morning? What is the first thing that you're watching? What's the first thing that you're feeding your spirit with? Or what have you, whether it's what you're watching, what you're reading, or what have you. So I feel that you have to first feed the mind, feed your thoughts with positive things, or what have you, with inspirational things, whatever it is that you could do to kind of help fuel yourself for the day. But it definitely starts with a mindset shift, to say, you know what, I can do it. And in addition to telling yourself that you can do it, also, Shay, this is the big one:
Uh-huh.
you deserve it. You deserve it.
Wow, that's a perfect segue to a segment we have here called Today is my January 1st. Now, for those folks who know we're going to do every night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you might wait for this moment just to say those magical words to yourself right now that today is my January 1st. Happy New Year to you. For all the other folks who are tuning in for the very first time, welcome to the Happy Entrepreneur Show. We're excited to have you here. Today is our January 1st is our personal mantra. It represents a fresh start. It represents a do-over. It means our past, no matter how dark and gloomy that past is, or how bright and sunny that past is, the past really no longer equals the future. And so my question for the one and only Angela sitting on the other side is twofold. Number one, when you hear those words, today is my January 1st, what do you hear? And then the obvious question on the other side was, what was an example where you had a setback? There was a challenge. And how were you able to bounce back from it?
I love that. And Shay, okay, we're going to go back to something that you talked about a little bit earlier. You asked about that defining pause. So here it goes again. But when I hear today is my January 1st, I think of a defining pause, most definitely. It's that moment where you decide that your past no longer has permission. You ready for the Shay? To define your future. It's that breath where you reclaim your voice. We were talking about that as well. Not only are you reclaiming your voice, but you're reclaiming your identity. You're reclaiming your power. It's that moment, Shay, where you choose you again. And then I know you asked me if you want me to continue, like what was that moment as it pertains to my January 1?
Example in your own life, yes.
Yes. And so, Shay, I'm going to get a little vulnerable here for you. I'm going to get a little real. Okay. Is that my January 1st moment happened when I realized that I had been showing up for everybody else. I mean, for authors, for clients, for events, for projects, while forgetting to take care of myself. And that's very important. I was producing, creating, supporting, but I wasn't pausing long enough, Shay, to pour into myself. And one day I looked up, and Shay, I'm being honest with you, I was drowning. I was drowning in everybody else's needs, and I knew something had to change. So that was my January 1st.
What a powerful moment. Thanks for being so vulnerable. Thanks for being so open. We certainly appreciate that. And one of my favorite questions I like to ask, we got a couple of minutes now to ask that, is what's one of the best pieces of advice you've ever been given? I like to frame it for the audience so they're fully aware that you've had a lot of mentors along this journey of life. As you said, you're a reader. Behind you, we see a bunch of books. I mean, I don't know who still has hardback books, but you still have hardback books. A lot of them behind you, by the way. So you read a lot of books. You've probably been to countless.
All these books. That's a part of who I am, Shay, these books.
I see them. They're right there. They're right there. And you've probably been to more workshops you can recall. But if you had to step back and say, Shay, this is one of the best pieces of advice I've ever received. What is it and how did it help you?
Shay, the first thing is the first believe that I can. So whatever it is that I am stepping into is to first believe that I can. That was a powerful piece of advice. And it's a piece of advice that I still adhere to it on a daily basis, is that first believe that I can do it.
You can do it. That it's possible. That it can happen.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you write The Power of I Am? What led you to that?
Again, going back to years of experience, being the first partaker, it came from, like hard knocks, near misses. Again, also going back to that defining moment of my January 1, or what have you, of knowing, what, I can no longer pour from an empty cup. And knowing, Shay, I mean, of course, just individuals, but especially women, that a lot of times we take on a lot, and we continue to take on, but we forget about ourselves. And so I knew that if I went through that, there are other people who are going through that as well. And that over time, and Shay, this book is not just like overnight me coming to this decision or even a couple of months. This is years, like 10 plus years of experience of saying, what, I've done this, tried and true, it works. Let me share this with other individuals.
We hear the passion, we hear the excitement when you're speaking about it. What do you enjoy most about what you're doing right now? You seem to be having fun.
Oh my goodness, Shay, I love pouring into other people. It's ironic that, of course, the book is about pouring into yourself, but I enjoy pouring into other people. So if I get to, pour into other people, and enjoy doing it, just what I like to do, it's like a bonus because who thought, Shay, I don't know if you know any of my background, but in the literary space, I was always on the other end from, editing books, from, promoting books, marketing, teaching workshops or what have you. And of course, whenever someone asked, they was like, hey, you should write a book. I was like, no, I was like, I'll let my author friends do that. I'll continue to be on the other side of it. But again, Shay, it has just been an amazing, amazing journey to be able to share what it is that I have to say in the written form.
What does success look like for you these days? What does it feel like for you?
Ooh, what does success feel like?
Yeah, what does it look like?
Shay, to be honest with you, I feel successful when I see other individuals benefiting from what it is that I have to share with them, to be intentional about self care, to be intentional about pouring into themselves, to be intentional about just being a better person. So whether it's being a better person for themselves, being a better person, being a better steward of their money, being a better steward as far as business owners, but being able to see other individuals reap the benefit from what it is that I have to share, from whether it's my book, from whether it's teaching a workshop, for whether it's being on a panel, for whether it's moderating, or what have you, an event. All of that, I feel successful when I'm able to see other people reap the benefits of what it is that I have to share.
How important is that, by the way? What do you do for fun? We're not out saving the world, writing these books, helping people uplift themselves, help them get their voice, talk about the power I am. What do you do for fun?
Okay, Shay, promise don't laugh. I read books. I am a book
That's
nerd
funny.
through and through. Shay, we call ourselves book nerdigans. I love a good book. I read several different genres in the bookish space. That's what I do for fun. When I go to the bookstore, when I go to the library, when I go to a book event, all of that good stuff, that's a part of fun. But in addition to that, because I know a lot of people know me in the bookish space, I do enjoy traveling. I do enjoy just being. I enjoy hanging out with my hubby, all of those good things too. But yeah, I love a good trip.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to let her leave you hanging. We're going to ask what's one of the places she loved to travel to. It's kind of unfair question to be like me asking her what's one of her favorite books. But if you had to step back and say, wow, I've traveled a lot of places. Here's where I like to travel. Here's something that just excites me. Is there any one place that comes to mind that you've been? That you're like, whoa, I want to tell you about this.
Shay, really, there's not, but I do love those spaces that are like those cozy spaces where it's almost like you're in a cabin or anywhere where I can create a bookish space. I love it. I love those types of places that it's just a bookish, cozy environment.
That's fair. So as we come down the home stretch, a two-part question. Number one, what type of clients are you looking to work with these days? I'm not sure if your firm's taking on any clients. And number two, how can folks connect with you? They're like, Shay, I want to stay in this conversation. Where should I go? What should I do? I love what I'm hearing. What do you recommend to them?
I love it. Of course, Shay, they can go to my website, angelaandersonpresents.org. They can follow me on social media as well to find out how they can work with me. But I am definitely open to working with individuals that are ready to do the work, Shay. There is a 21-day challenge that is coming up as well. So I'm looking forward to working with individuals who want to better themselves as an entrepreneur, who want to take the time to pour into themselves as well. So I love those types of things, and I'm looking forward to working with them.
How exciting is that, by the way? So let me say two things. Number one, thanks for being on the Happy Entrepreneur Show. And number two, can't wait to have you back again soon.
Thank you, Shay. I appreciate it. Had a great time.
Good. And thank you. Thank you to viewers. Thank you for tuning in, by the way, because without you, we don't have a show. And so we appreciate you allowing us to be in your home. I never get tired of reminding you every night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, no matter what's going on in your life, whether you're doing really, really well and you're just going to that next level of success, or you've been hit with the punch that you never saw coming. The one thing I do believe is that today is your January 1st. And because of just that one reason, I believe your best is still yet to come. Your best is yet to come. Your best yet to come. That being said, my name is Shay Brown. I'm out. Thanks so much, Angela. We'll see you on the other side. Peace, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.